Hello YouTube, Sam here from youtube.com/onlivegamer for the new Boston. And in this tutorial we're going to be talking about enumerations. Now, if you remember from all of the previous tutorials, we've been using variables. Now these pretty much have no limit except for integer has a limit of I think 4 billion something. So there is a limit there, but you can pretty much put whatever you want into it. Now let's say you want to limit a user so that they can only put a certain value in. So let's say if you want them to tell you how many doors their car has, you wouldn't want them to be able to put 523 because that's impossible. So the way you can get around this is by using enumerations. And what enumerations is pretty much creating your own data type, and you can create as many variables as you want based off of that enumeration. So let's go ahead and create a project, and we'll give this a little practice. So we'll go ahead, we'll go to New Project, we'll select Windows Forms Application, and we'll call it Enumerations. And we'll go ahead and click OK. Now we'll wait for this to load. Okay, so now let's go ahead and we will come over here to our toolbox. We'll add a button, and we will just set the text to enumeration, and we'll go ahead and set the name to button enumeration. Okay, so let's go ahead and open up the code for Form 1, and now what we're going to do is we're going to create an enumeration. Now to do this, we're going to declare like we would a method or a function by starting off with the keyword public or private. So in this case we'll do private. So private, and then we're going to use the keyword enum for enumeration. And now we have to create a name for it. So let's just call it day action. And you see it gets that light blue color. And day action, we're going to be using that in the upcoming tutorials. We're going to be learning several different things, and we're going to use them all in one application. So private enum day action, and then we'll type as integer. You have to specify a data type for that. And now we'll go ahead and press enter. Now we have to populate our enumerations with possible values. So we'll just type awake equals 0, asleep equals 1, and let's just do coding equals 2. Okay, so now we can create a variable based off of this day action, such as we would make a variable that's an integer value. So instead of doing private action as integer and set a value to that, we would do it as day action. Now we can make as many of these as we want, and they'll each be their own separate things holding different values. So now what do we want to do? We'll go ahead and set that equal to 2, which is going to be coding. So we'll go ahead and create a click event for button enumeration, and we'll go ahead and show what action is currently being performed. So we'll type message box dot show action dot toString. So if we go ahead and run this, we're going to get Form 1 right here, and when we click enumeration, it says coding. Now we can set day action to different values as well. So if we'll give this a little bit of time to load. So we'll set it equal to 1, and it should give us asleep. So if we go ahead and run this and click enumeration, we get asleep. Now you don't have to set it to an integer value, or let's say you create an enumeration as a string or anything else. So we have all of these names right here for the possible values. So instead of actually putting in the integer, which we may not know what it equals, so if we put in 0, what if we don't know that means awake? So what we can do is type day action, and you can see here down in IntelliSense it gives us several options. So we can do day action dot, we can do asleep, awake, and coding. So if we click awake, action is going to be equal to 0, and it's going to be equal to awake. So to set it equal to something that you want, that is the name in your enumeration, you type the name of your enumeration, dot, and then whatever name you have for that certain value. So if we go ahead and run this, we'll go ahead and click enumeration and we get awake. So go ahead and practice with enumerations. Make some that are other data types besides integer. They may be a little confusing at first. They were for me. It's kind of a little bit hard concept to grasp if you're a new programmer. So go ahead and practice with those, and we're going to be using it in the next upcoming tutorials. So just get used to them so you won't be confused in the next tutorial, and thanks for watching.